We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
Mila Kunis has allegedly moved out of the home she shares with Ashton Kutcher because she is aware of the fact that horrible information about Ashton and Diddy together, as well as video footage of the two of them together, is about to be released.
From Hollywood's golden couple to shocking revelations that no one saw coming, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's love story has taken a dark turn. From garnering plenty of hype nationally to the same as before, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher love story has taken a dark turn. So what really went wrong? Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher first captured hearts on That 70s Show, where their chemistry as Jackie and Kelso had fans wishing their on-screen romance would become real. Fast forward years later, and that wish came true. After reconnecting as adults, their bond grew stronger, leading to a romance that felt genuine and relatable. In 2015, they tied the knot, officially becoming one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. They kept things low-key, raising their two kids away from the spotlight while continuing to charm fans with their down-to-earth nature and mutual respect. Whether it was through their charity work, Ashton's tech ventures, or Mila's candid interviews, they gave the impression of a couple that had it all together. But as perfect as things appeared on the surface, cracks were forming behind the scenes. Hidden secrets and controversial ties would eventually bring their fairy tale story crashing down, leaving fans stunned.
We both did a movie. I did a movie called Friends with Benefits, and he did a movie called No Strings Attached.
Yes.
And if we would have just paid attention to how those movies turned out, we would know that we can't go into a relationship this way.
Yeah.
And yet we did exactly as both those movies foretold. Like, we literally shook hands. We're like, we're gonna have fun because we're both single and young. 3 months later, we're living together. 6 months later, we're like married and have a kid. Like, literally, we clearly didn't watch the end of either one of our movies.
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher worked hard to present themselves as a grounded couple. Their public image was carefully crafted. Both often spoke about prioritizing family life over the pressures of Hollywood. Mila, in particular, stepped away from major roles for a while to focus on raising their two children, Wyatt and Dimitri. Meanwhile, Ashton, with his charming entrepreneurial spirit, transitioned into tech investments, co-founding companies like A-Grade Investments and Sound Ventures. They appear to live by a shared philosophy, keeping things simple and prioritizing what truly matters. Their philanthropic work further reinforced this perception, from Ashton's vocal activism against human trafficking through his organization Thorn, to their joint efforts in supporting various charitable causes. They seemed like a couple genuinely committed to making a difference. Fans admired their down-to-earth personalities and the fact that they didn't rely on over-the-top displays of wealth to show happiness. It was this authenticity that made their recent controversies all the more shocking. The first signs of trouble started with a controversy that rocked their world and their reputation. When their former That 70s Show co-star Danny Masterson stood trial for multiple charges, Ashton and Mila publicly supported him by submitting character letters to the court. These letters described Masterson as a dedicated friend and role model, which drew backlash. Fans and critics were stunned. For a couple who had built their brand on trustworthiness and strong moral values, this move felt out of character. Many people questioned why they would stand behind someone accused of such serious crimes. Ashton and Mila tried to clarify their intentions, stating that their letters were meant to advocate for leniency in sentencing rather than dismiss the victim's experiences. However, the damage was already done.
Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years.
The backlash wasn't limited to social media outrage. The controversy reportedly caused tension in their marriage as well. Mila was said to have felt blindsided by the extent of Ashton's loyalty to Masterson, while Ashton struggled with the public fallout. The once unshakable foundation of their relationship began to show visible cracks, both personally and professionally. But the Masterson controversy was just the tip of the iceberg. What Mila discovered next would change everything. Ashton's ties to other Hollywood scandals began surfacing, dragging their already fragile image further into question. One of the most alarming revelations involved his alleged connection to Sean Diddy Combs and the parties that have long been whispered about in the industry. These gatherings, often linked to unsettling allegations, painted a troubling picture of Hollywood's dark underbelly. In a resurfaced interview, Ashton made a suggestive reference to attending such events. Though he didn't provide explicit details, the cryptic nature of his comments left room for speculation. People began questioning whether his participation in these parties contradicted the wholesome persona he had cultivated over the years.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote, if you have one, yeah.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
For Mila, this discovery was devastating. Not only did it damage Ashton's public image, but it also made her question the version of her husband she thought she knew. The revelations amplified the strain on their marriage, leaving them to grapple with a growing divide that was now playing out in public. What began as a perfect love story was rapidly unfolding under the weight of hidden truths, controversial ties, and a public eager for answers. It was a shocking discovery that left Mila questioning everything she thought she knew about Ashton. Reports claim that Mila stumbled upon private tapes that revealed Ashton's involvement in Sean Diddy Combs' lifestyle. These tapes contained footage from parties where disturbing and questionable behavior took place, raising concerns about Ashton's past choices and their impact on their marriage. For Mila, this was more than just another scandal. It was a gut-wrenching betrayal. She had trusted Ashton implicitly, building a life together based on shared values and mutual respect. Discovering such explosive evidence shattered that trust entirely. Insiders revealed that Mila was blindsided, struggling to reconcile the man she thought she knew with the man exposed in those tapes. The emotional toll on Mila was immense. Friends close to the couple describe her as being heartbroken and overwhelmed by the weight of what she had uncovered. This discovery triggered an emotional breakdown, forcing Mila to reevaluate their entire relationship. It wasn't an easy decision, but she concluded that staying in the marriage was no longer an option.
So the rumor is that Mila Kunis is aware of how horrible the information and clips concerning Ashton Kutcher and Diddy are, so she has decided to distance herself from Ashton and completely remove herself from the situation.
For Mila, this wasn't just a betrayal. It was the collapse of a life she had built with Ashton. The heartbreak ran deep, not only because of Ashton's actions, but because of what it meant for their family. Mila had always been vocal about her love for their children and her commitment to creating a stable, nurturing home. Now, she found herself facing the daunting task of protecting Wyatt and Dimitri from the fallout of their father's controversies. Insiders share that Mila leaned heavily on her close friends and family during this difficult time. While she tried to put on a brave face for the public, behind closed doors, she was grappling with feelings of anger, sadness, and betrayal. People who know her well describe her as fiercely devoted to her children, focusing her energy on ensuring they felt supported and loved despite the upheaval in their family life. Navigating the public scrutiny added another layer of difficulty. Mila was thrust into a media storm, with tabloids speculating endlessly about the reasons behind the split. Despite the intense pressure, she remained focused in her efforts to shield her kids from the chaos, determined not to let the divorce overshadow their childhoods. The announcement was shocking, but for those who knew the truth, it was inevitable. Mila and Ashton released a joint statement confirming their divorce, marking the end of an era for one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. The statement, though brief, acknowledged their decision to part ways while requesting privacy for their family. The timeline of events that followed painted a picture of a high-profile divorce that was anything but amicable. Reports surfaced about potential custody battles over Wyatt and Dimitri, with both parents determined to prioritize their well-being. Financial implications also became a focal point, as the couple's combined net worth would require careful division. Let's take a listen. What made the divorce striking was how quickly it unfolded after years of appearing rock solid. Fans were left reeling, trying to piece together how such a seemingly perfect relationship could collapse so dramatically. It became clear that the cracks had been there for a while, hidden under the surface until they became impossible to ignore. For Mila and Ashton, the divorce wasn't just an end, it was the result of years of tension, secrets, and a reality that couldn't align with their picture-perfect public image.
We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together. And he came over, and I was like, I'm going for a run. He's like, oh, I'll go for a run with you. And so he comes over to go for a run. About halfway through the run, he's like, yo, I'm running out of gas right now. But we had like paparazzi all around us at the time. He's like, you gotta slow down, but make it look like you're not slowing down.
Because he had to
I don't want to look like I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing. And he was losing it, right? Like he was like me right now with the wings and the heat's starting to kick up. And he's like, and so we finished out the run. And then he was so upset over the fact that he got skunked on this run. That year, he decided to run the New York Marathon.
As the truth came to light, fans began to take sides, and Ashton's image took a massive hit. Social media was flooded with reactions, ranging from disbelief to outright anger. A person commented saying, I always thought Ashton and Mila were the real deal. This just goes to show you never really know what's happening behind closed doors. Another one added, Mila deserves so much better. It's heartbreaking to see her go through this, but I respect her for putting her kids first. A third person wrote, Ashton's wholesome image is officially shattered. How can someone who fights for good causes be tied to such scandals? Hypocrisy at its finest. Many longtime fans have expressed their disappointment, calling Ashton out for failing to live up to the wholesome and relatable persona he had built over the years. On platforms like Twitter and Instagram, hashtags like AshtonExposed and Stand With Mila started trending, showcasing a wave of support for Mila as she navigated the fallout. The criticism wasn't limited to his personal life. Ashton's professional endeavors, including his philanthropic efforts through Thorn, a charity aimed at combating child trafficking, were also overshadowed by the scandals. Critics questioned whether someone tied to such controversies could genuinely advocate for a cause so important and sensitive. Even Ashton's investments in the tech world, once celebrated as innovative and forward-thinking, became a subject of skepticism as people scrutinized every aspect of his public persona. With the dust settling, the question remains, what's next for Mila and Ashton? For Mila, the focus seems clear, rebuilding her life and prioritizing her children. Sources close to her suggest she's pouring her energy into creating a stable and loving environment for Wyatt and Dimitri, aiming to shield them from the media frenzy. She's also reportedly exploring new career opportunities, hinting at a possible return to more prominent roles in Hollywood, though she remains cautious about balancing work with her responsibilities as a mother. Ashton, on the other hand, faces a much steeper uphill battle. The scandals have undoubtedly tarnished his reputation, leaving many to wonder if his Hollywood career can ever recover. While he still has a solid portfolio of acting roles and business ventures, the backlash could limit his opportunities moving forward. Speculation swirls about whether he'll choose to step back from the spotlight entirely or attempt a redemption arc through public apologies and new projects. Either way, the path ahead for Ashton is anything but straightforward. So, do you guys think Mila made the right decision? And can Ashton ever recover from this storm of scandals? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on this story and all the latest in Hollywood drama. Your support means the world to us, and we'll see you in the next video.